Hi everyone, I'm back with the weekly astrology and pick card reading. This is for November 11th through to the 17th of November 2019. I missed last week because I was super busy and I just didn't get a chance to film the reading, so sorry about that, but I am back. I'm going to talk to you about what the astrology is for this week, and then you can pick from the 4 piles here. So there's 3 cards per pile. It's Unakite Heart is the first one. The blue howlite heart is the second one. Carnelian is the third one. And the clear quartz cluster is the last one. Okay, so I'll just get started talking about the astrology. So this week there's a few different things going on, including a full moon in the sign of Taurus. So I'll start talking about the full moon first. That's actually on the 12th of November. And the full moon is at 19 degrees of Taurus, makes a trine with Saturn, which is good. Encouraging some kind of energy here to do with stability and structure, and maybe a restructuring energy in regards to finances and relationships. It is making a sextile to Neptune, which is very good, and does highlight that we need to listen to our intuition at this time to be guided forward in regards to money and relationships and love. So that's November 12th. So other than that, during the week we have Monday to Thursday, Mars in Libra, making a sextile with Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is quite overall a good energy. I mean, you have Mars, which is not well placed in Libra, but then Jupiter, that's in its home sign of Sagittarius, and interacting harmoniously together. So what I would say about this is, Mars in Libra is looking at relationships and trying to push forward in regards to harmony and relating, as well as relationships. And it is making a positive angle to Jupiter. So it does show that even though relationships may be difficult at this time because Mars not being well placed, you are growing in your relationships in some way. But it may be difficult to fully expand into that energy in the way that you want to. Tuesday to Thursday, or earlier in the week, we have Sun sextile Pluto, which is a good energy. Sun in Scorpio sextile to Pluto. So intuition is strong early in the week. You may be feeling like you need to follow your instinct, follow your inner guidance, especially in relation to your ambitions, career matters, and just your personal needs. And Mercury retrograde will also sextile with Pluto, so early in the week, so there could be some deep thinking that gives you some kind of clarity or understanding or insight into a situation that is important to you. Tuesday to Thursday, some difficult energy as well. Tuesday to Thursday with Venus in Sag making a square with Neptune in Pisces. So, and at the same time we have Mercury retrograde square to Neptune. So that is a little bit tricky because it does show there is some confusion in regards to relationships and direction moving forward. So that's from Tuesday to Thursday. Communications in relationships may be a bit unclear, or your feelings might be a bit unclear at that time. But the square energy is challenging us to grow. So it shows that, through confusion, we're actually trying to understand things quite deeply. And through that confusion in relationships and the way we're thinking about, our spiritual needs and our deeper, sensitive spiritual needs in relationships, we may be feeling a little bit conflicted in some way. Last thing I want to mention is Chiron retrogrades right back to the 1 degree point this week. And so I'm just thinking the people that are going to be most affected by this difficult energy is anyone that is born at the very, very start of Aries. So if you're an Aries sun person, right at the beginning of Aries, or if you have a very early degree, 0 or 1 degree of Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, or Libra. Okay, so if you have any of those placements, this is going to feel like possibly a difficult time for you, where you're going to feel a little bit raw, a little bit of self-doubt happening, uncertainty, and you may even feel it if you're at the very end of those signs, before those signs that I mentioned. So for example, before Aries is Pisces. So if you're at the very end of Pisces, like right on the cusp, you could feel this energy as quite difficult on you as well. So lots of different things going on this week. We're still in the Mercury retrograde period where we're going over things from the past. We're reevaluating things. We're trying to understand things of a Scorpio nature, because the Mercury retrogrades in Scorpio, and Scorpio relates to intimacy, deep soul connections, intimate relationships, and finances. So yeah, there's a lot of energy, and that full moon in Taurus is quite strong. The moon is exalted in Taurus, meaning it's in its best sign in Taurus. The moon in Cancer is well placed in its home sign, but in Taurus it's extra stable, and it is, being that it's a full moon in that exalted sign, that powerful sign of Taurus, this could be quite a strong energy for a lot of people. And Taurus is a very present sign. It's very much present in the physical and in the material, and on a higher level, it's really about a powerful love energy. So Taurus energy on its higher vibration is really about love and you know, harmony and beauty and bringing those energies in. So we may feel, you know, an extra loving energy at this time with that full moon as well. And it could be quite good for some people in their relationships if that 19 degrees contacts anything in your chart in a positive way, conjunction or trine. That could be very good for you, for your personal life. All right, let's have a look at the cards. And I'd say if you'd like a personal reading with me, follow the link to my online store. I do offer a variety of readings. I have fast turnaround readings, which are urgent, under the urgent section, which is 24 to 48 hour turnaround usually. And other readings are via email, pre-recorded video reading, Skype video, and I usually use a combination of astrology, tarot, and psychic abilities, which gives you a very detailed, in-depth reading. Okay, so let's have a look. So the first one I'm going to read is for those that chose the, oops, sorry, I was off camera, the Unikite. Okay, so let's see what tarot cards you've got. You've got the King of Cups there. Interesting. Obsidian, protection, root chakra. Ooh, bit intense. Sun in Capricorn status. Wow, this is very intense energy here. So I'm getting kind of a mixed energy here, or perhaps some conflict here with this, like inner conflict more than external conflict, though external conflict could be part of it. So we have the King of Cups, which shows somebody who's either, you know, a Scorpio, a Cancerian, or a Pisces. Doesn't have to be, but that influence is definitely strongly coming through. If this is you, this could be energy that you possess. You could be a Cancerian male, you could be a Scorpio, or you could be a female dealing with a male that has these watery energies. But the King of Cups is someone that's connecting in with this card. It's about relationships, it's about love, and it's about this person offering something, you know, bringing this cup forward, okay, and wanting either a relationship or some kind of intimacy connection with somebody in some way. Now, it's interesting, we have the protection card here with the root chakra. So, wow, so it's obsidian. Obsidian is all about, it's a crystal that is about protection. It's about shielding your energy from lower vibrational frequencies. So, on the one hand, there are messages here about protecting your energy against lower frequencies. And that could be people that are jealous of you, people that, you know, are trying to interfere with your highest path. Now we have the Sun in Capricorn status here, and it says work diligently towards your goals. Now, reading that all together, there is an element here of something about, for some people, the workplace or work feeling like it's interfering in some aspect with what you want to achieve in your emotional life. So for some people, it might be that you're very busy at work, or you have issues with people at work that you're trying to, you know, you're trying to deal with, you're trying to navigate, and it's not easy. Also, the Sun in Capricorn card, it says status. So there is some conflict between your need for security, stability, and status, which could be coming more from an ego aspect of yourself in some way. Not that wanting stability is egotistical, that's not what I mean. It's that perhaps there's a conflict between what you want in your heart of hearts with what you need to do in your life to keep the stability of your life, okay? The Obsidian card does say that you need to protect yourself against people that have a lower vibration, people that maybe don't really care about your more sensitive side. And you need to be aware of this, that you need to protect your energy against lower frequencies. I'm just going to see if there's any other messages. I just keep hearing the word conflict. So there's some kind of inner conflict which I'm picking up on here. between two sides of yourself, or two aspects of your life, or two different desires. That's what I'm getting. For other people, this, and when I say this, I feel like I'm picking up more on a masculine energy. So if you're a male person watching this, I feel like you need to protect something around your career ambitions, and it might be protecting yourself from naysayers, protecting yourself from people that don't understand what it is you're trying to do with your career and your ambitions. That you may feel that what you want to do has a creative aspect, because the cups is to do with creativity, comes from the heart energy and the intuition. So you may be feeling like, I want to do something that is career related, but it's unique to me, and I don't feel supported by other people, or I don't feel like I'm getting, you know, where I need to go yet, and it feels a bit frustrating. Capricorn, you know, relates to Saturn in Capricorn, which we're still experiencing and will be experiencing throughout next year, even though Saturn dips into Aquarius next year for a bit, which I think will be much better than Saturn in Capricorn. But then it goes back into Capricorn. So we're dealing with this heavy energy, this slow energy. So what I want to say, if you're someone that's been trying to make progress in your career, just keep at it and be patient, because this energy favors the long-term process rather than quick answers and quick fixes. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to see the water here because I'm thirsty. The next one is the blue howlite. If you chose blue howlite, these are your messages. 7 of Wands. Oh, that's refreshing. Aquamarine, courage and throat chakra. And eclipse in Virgo, reorganization. Choose duties and responsibilities carefully. And it's 3. 3s are to do with communication and creativity. And then we have throat chakra here. There's definitely something about being careful in your communications, because Virgo energy is very analytical, and Virgo energy does not usually blurt things out without thinking. Virgo will analyze and think and be quite clever and strategic about, you know, the way it's going to communicate. You know, the way it's going to get what it wants is going to be quite savvy and clever. So there's something here about being very aware in your communications. This watery energy feels very flowing to me, and it's almost like you wish that you could just express yourself freely and not have to worry about how this is going to come across. You know, you wish that you could just be in such a flow that you don't have to worry about these things. But for some reason, this earthy energy here is advising you to be very aware of the way you communicate. For some people, this is the workplace, and it's to do with, I mean, this man here, he feels like he's under attack. He's like trying to protect himself from all these, you know, these which essentially represent people. These other wands represent people coming at him, and he's just like trying to survive. He's just trying to get through his day without too much drama, without too many problems, and there's a lot on his plate, it looks like. So this is a very busy energy. It can feel like difficulties with other people, trying to negotiate with them, or just trying to get along and trying to, you know, fit in and trying to work yourself harmoniously through your day, I guess. And I do get the workplace very strong with these two, especially. Virgo is the 6th house in astrology. It is to do with work and health. For some people, there may be issues with throat chakra blockage, or trying to open up your throat chakra so you can communicate more freely. If you feel sometimes like you feel stuck with your words, or you feel like you're not speaking up, or you're lacking courage to speak up, this is talking about healing the throat chakra, and there's a need to heal that energy and cleanse it, purify it. And sometimes, you know, there's a problem with the throat chakra when the mind or the thoughts are not clear, because if we don't have clear thoughts, we cannot express ourselves properly. So definitely something about that is very strong here. I'm just going to see if there's any other messages. Okay, so for other people, again, I'm still getting the workplace, but I'm getting a different message. Or it could be your work and routine, even if it's, you know, say for example, you could be a stay-at-home mum and you've got a lot to get done. It could even be something like that for some people, but it's to do with work and routine. So what I'm getting with this also is be careful about taking on too much at this time, because you're going to feel overly burdened. You're going to feel like, oh, this is too much. I need to just chill out a bit and not worry so much about the financial side right now, and just do the work, but don't take on too much, because you're going to feel like it's just getting becoming a burden on you this week. Okay, because it does say choose your duties and responsibilities carefully. So try not to take on other people's work too much, or, you know, things that extra things that you just really don't need to, is what I'm getting. Okay, and just watch out for negative energy from other people, people trying to push your buttons or stir you up, or just interference from other people's energies, where even it may not even be people trying to purposely stir you up. It may just be the energy feels a bit chaotic and a bit negative this week in some way. It is whenever there's a full moon, the energies do peak, so it could also be related to that. All right, so the carnelian. Oh, this is the Knight of Pentacles. Apophyllite, connect third eye and crown chakra. Interesting. Moon in Sagittarius, discovery. Okay, interesting. I'm just going to tune into this because sort of a few different energies here. Okay, so it's interesting so far. Each series of cards has had a male figure at the center. I find that really interesting. So I don't know, maybe there's extra guys watching this week. So look, the Freedom and Adventure card with the Moon in Sagittarius here, it says discovery. And this card is about connecting with your higher self more, okay? Which is interesting because getting that bigger picture in life relates to Sagittarius, and that's what this chakra, this crystal and chakra card is about. So yet we have in the middle someone who is moving very slowly, and yet these cards are kind of a bit more dynamic and a bit more intense. So what I'm getting from this is, even though in your physical life you may feel at this time that you're moving fairly slowly and steadily, you know, nothing major is happening in terms of change perhaps right now, there is a potential for you to create a really positive change in your life, but it actually requires you stepping into your higher self, not your fearful self. So connecting to your third eye and crown chakra comes up as important because there's actually messages for you that you're not open to, or that you haven't been fully open to. You may have been repressing them because you're just focused on more of the material side of life, more of like what I need to get done and my responsibilities and earning money and saving money, and you know, I just need to focus on this right now type thing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like these other cards are saying about, don't forget to tune in to what your higher self is. And it's not your thoughts. It's beyond the thoughts. It's your higher self energy, your intuition. You know, it's how your intuition, you know, connects with you, is through your higher self. Your higher self is from the crown chakra. It's the energy that comes through from the divine, from your guides, you know, from on high. So, and that totally relates to Sagittarius bigger picture energy. There's something here about moving into a new phase of life, I'm getting. It's going to take this energy of Sagittarius, which is a risk. Freedom and adventure will be yours, though, on the other side of it. But at this moment, you're kind of in a bit of a fearful zone because you're attached to the material realm to the detriment of your higher self path. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm saying quit your job or anything extreme like that. It's just about listening. That's all I'm getting. It's just about really listening to your higher self and incorporating that into your life. Like spend time maybe journaling, you know, what these messages might be, and tuning in. It's a very subtle thing, you know, when you tune into your intuition. It's not like how you have a busy mind and you're thinking of lots of things. It's opposite to that. It's a very subtle energy that comes through to you as a knowing, you know, as a deep knowing and a subtle knowing, but it's what guides you on your path to the correct path. So I do get, you know, perhaps for some people there has been this element of reacting and making choices in life out of fear, or out of a sort of default mode of just, okay, well, you know, this is all I've got to work with, so I've just got to work with this, and that's all, you know, that's all there is to me. And I'm hearing self-worth. So for some people, there may be an issue of self-worth that has been impeding you in the past and stopping you from exploring more of your life. And for some people, this could be travel as well. For some, it could be travel, but in general, it's opening up to your path in a way that's going to bring a lot more abundance, a lot more happiness, a lot more joy, but you're sort of blocked from it just at this time, which that's not a criticism. It's just to say that, you know, this is what you're going through. You're going through a time when you have to focus on the money side of things, the material side and the stability, but that's going to be changing because your guides and your higher self and your soul's journey is calling for transformation for you in a deeper sense. Okay, so the last one is the crystal, what is it? The clear quartz cluster. Eight of Cups. Wow. Oh, interesting. I'm going to put that at the front. Oh, wow. This is intense. Okay. Very intense energies here, so sorry if there's glare there. Let me just try and make sure I get that. Okay. I'm just going to hold the camera. I think it's easier. So, look at this. This person, this figure, this is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that is no longer satisfying to you, and it's emotional in nature, and you might have spent a long time in this situation. You know, there's 8 cups there. For some people, it could be 8 months, 8 years, or even longer. It could be like a decade or around that time, I'm feeling. The heart chakra card is saying you're going towards your heart. You're going towards your passion with Scorpio. And look at this. It says regeneration. Eclipse. It's eclipse energy, which is very powerful. And it's when it's an eclipse card in this deck, it talks about fated changes that are for your highest destiny. Stand firm in the eye of the storm. So there may be something that you're leaving behind that you're worried about changing, you know, or leaving behind. You're worried about leaving behind all these cups that you spent so much time setting up and investing in, of an emotional nature. For some people, it could be a relationship, it could be something else, but it's definitely something very significant in your life, because you have the heart card, the jade here, and look at this. It says good luck. That's very interesting, because good luck is with that is saying, you know what, you may feel sad, but this is actually for your highest good. It's going to benefit you greatly. It's going to open your heart to new experiences that you never even thought were possible, and that's a really beautiful thing. And with the eclipse at Scorpio, it's saying that this is predestined in some way. This is fated energy here. This is part of your soul contract. You may, you know, be trying to avoid this change out of fear with this card, because, you know, you've worked so hard to set this all up, and it means a big change. But the thing about it is that, you know, you need courage to face this change, but it's actually going to be very powerfully transforming for you with the Scorpio card. And it shows you're actually following your heart. And the truth is, when you follow your heart, it doesn't mean that life is perfect, but everything will work out because you're following your truth. So you really, if you're not connected to your heart, you really need to start listening to that. If you're someone that's more in your head, you need to start listening to your heart. If you are someone that's in your heart, but you do have fears and worries, it's just saying, you know, for you to trust in the process that you're in, because you're going to come out the other side of, you know, what might be a bit of a storm in some way emotionally, or a bit of a change that's confronting, but you're going to come out the other side to something that really empowers you in an amazing way, and really sets you up for feeling like you're more aligned in a whole way to your path and your life. It very well could be to do with love and relationships, but for some people it's something to do with your life direction changing, in maybe in a more general sense, but it could also be to do with heart matters in some way, or your passions in some way. Okay, those were the readings. So hopefully you enjoyed those, and I wish everyone a really beautiful week, and thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. Bye.